In this video, we will look at the Marathon Everrun VM Level 3 High Availability demonstration. So what we have in this environment is a Zen server resource pool with two servers, a master and a member server, and Marathon Everrun VM configured for both of the servers. And on each server, as you see here, we have an instance of SAP NetWeaver running. And this is the SAP NetWeaver VM that we have protected using the Everrun VM software. So with level 3 protection, what we get is not only we get replication of data and redundant network connections, but we also have redundancy at processor and memory level across both the protected servers in the resource pool. Now these two servers within a resource pool could be separated by a physical proximity of up to 10 milliseconds of latency. So let's see now how it looks like in real time when you got synchronized processing between two virtual machines. So what I'll do now is undock both my SAP NetWeaver instances from Zen Center and place them side by side, trying to show you two separate views into two separate virtual machines. So what you see here is any movement performed on one SAP NetWeaver instance, the exact same movement occurs at the second instance. Now this is because every instruction is executed at both the virtual machines, something that we call as lockstep processing. What it does is it's maintaining state information at both the VMs and it locksteps the application as it is executing in both places simultaneously. And all of this is done without any extra work at the application level. So when we install and configured SAP NetWeaver, there were no changes made. The application is totally agnostic to the protection that Everrun provides. And Everrun VM can run on any Windows environment that is hosted by Zen server. So for demonstration purposes, let's consider this browser as a SAP end user accessing the NetWeaver portal, coming into a highly available and a fault-tolerant environment. So now what we want to simulate is a complete system level failure, where one of the system or one of the SAP instance goes down, and showcase that the user never loses a connection, continues to work without any interruption. Okay, so for that, let's switch views and look at the Marathon management dashboard. So here we see a single instance of SAP NetWeaver portal. This is because from Marathon's perspective, Marathon wants users to think of it as a single instance because that is where the user connect. But if you look at the resources, the disks, the NICs, even the processor and memory state, those are two instances of each resource, and one for each SAP instance. So now what I'm going to do is disable one of the SAP instance, and doesn't really matter which one because both of them are doing the same thing at any given time, same operation. And we will see that even if one of the instance goes down, the user never loses any data because at level 3 protection, every single millisecond of application data is preserved. So if you go back to the user window and click around within that window, so we'll notice that we still have user activity even though we just took one instance down. The user is accessing that viewer and continue to work as normal. We also see that now there is no movement on the other window. That is because that instance is down. So this illustrates that Everrun VM protects from a system level uh, failure and prevents any loss of data. But now we have half the redundancy that we had a minute ago. So the other part of the solution is to showcase that when a system, the system that we took down, when it comes back up online, even after maybe performing some maintenance on it, how gracefully it joins back to the protected solution. So we'll go ahead and bring the other instance back online. So what you see here is all these yellow cautions indicating lack of redundancy as we took one of the instances down. And now as we bring the other one up, you will see these check marks coming back within a few seconds. So what's going on in the background is that it's doing a delta copying of data on those drives as the instance comes back up. Obviously when the SAP NetWeaver was down, data was not stored on those drives. Similarly at the application level, both processor and memory state also needs to be recovered from that side. So memory and processor states are also being copied from the live server that is up to the one that's coming up online right now. So you see them getting back to green, which is good, and then we have our redundancy back. So now let's quickly go back to the user view, and we'll see that because both the VMs are up, we have our redundancy, and that any movement on one instance is duplicated at the other instance. We are in the same state where as we were to begin with. And that concludes our demo. Thanks.